I also figured out that I could line my panties with plastic wrap and have a mess in them, though I'd have to be careful to pee beforehand since that setup wouldn't absorb anything at all. I could then flush all the evidence of what I'd done down the toilet in a few flushes, so that worked pretty well, although I didn't do it too often because I was worried my parents might wonder why I was flushing the toilet so many times. So I went on like that. It got easier when I was old enough to stay home by myself. I could do the plastic wrap thing and flush as much as I wanted without any chance of getting caught. But it seemed to be a lot more effort than it should have been, and I really had no good way to have a wetting accident when I wasn't at the pool. Soon I started noticing diapers on little kids and getting jealous. Those kids could pee or poop whenever they wanted and not have to worry about getting their clothes wet or dirty. They didn't even have to clean up after themselves, and nobody made fun of them for it. It was just simply expected that they would go in their diaper. I began to think how nice it would be to wear diapers and how much easier it would be to have an accident. I was under no delusions that I wouldn't have to clean up after myself. I wouldn't want anybody else knowing that I wore diapers, anyway, but I wanted to get a chance to use them. I knew they made diapers in my size. I saw them once at a drugstore, when I made absolutely every effort to make sure my mom didn't see me looking at them. But I had no real opportunity to get them. Soon I was old enough to be allowed to go to the store by myself, but I didn't have a way to pay for them. I had to ask my parents for money when I wanted something, and although I usually got it, there was no way I could ask for money to buy diapers. Even if I had money, my parents would still generally be home when I got home from the store, so it would be difficult to get them to my room and hide them. Logistically, the opportunities just weren't there. So coming back to what happened this morning, you can see the opportunity one had when we found out that you needed diapers at night. I was telling the truth. I'd still rather you not need them at all, but since you do need them, I figured I could use the situation to my advantage. The girls reached the end of a dead-end street. The final stretch of the walk to the library involved a cut through about a quarter-mile of trees. Haley wasn't sure if it was private property or not. The area was undeveloped, though, and a worn path through the dirt indicated that it was a popular shortcut. She'd never heard of anyone complaining about use of the path. The shortcut was reasonably clear of roots and low-hanging branches, so as long as the ground was dry, it was reasonably easy to traverse. Erin asked, "Why didn't you just tell me to begin with?" "I wouldn't have told, and I would have preferred to have known from the beginning rather than having to catch you." "Well, to be honest, I thought you might feel insulted if you knew," admitted Haley. "Right now, you do need the diapers, and I thought you'd feel bad if you knew I was just using them because I liked to when you didn't have a choice in whether or not you used them. I thought I'd be able to avoid being caught." "I see," replied Erin. "I'm sorry that I didn't let you know. You're right, I should have told you." "How often do you use the diapers, then?" "Every day." "Not every day. I first used them maybe a week after we started wearing them, and after that I wet them some days and didn't wet them others. I didn't do it too often because I figured the more often I did it the more likely it was you'd catch me." A small smile came over Erin's face. "Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. If you like to use the diaper, I won't tell anyone." Haley was happy to hear this. "Thanks. Yeah, my parents can't know that I'm doing this, but if you don't mind, I might go ahead and use them more often." Erin and Haley walked side by side in silence through the trees. Haley was glad that Erin seemed to accept her weird desires. All in all, it could have gone a lot worse than it did. She pretty much had full permission now to wet herself any morning she wanted to. She'd still have to do it just before she was ready to change, but at least she didn't have to avoid Erin while she was doing it.